Well, we'll just wait for a few folks to join. Scotty Cameron Tour Putters. What's up, my man? A wave to you. Alrighty. So we are playing it close to the vest here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this as well. And really exciting. Talking to Scott Stallings, one of my favorite players for many, many years, ever since the Greenbrier back in 2011, I think. Watching him get that win was really fun. He's been a big Scotty Cameron guy for a number of years. And we've got potentially him joining. He did have some family things happening today, but I'm getting play-by-play right now. He's got a son that needed to go to the eye doctor and get his eyes dilated. I have a daughter with very bad vision, so we're at the eye doctor all the time. So there's a chance that we may be doing sort of a what's in the bag instead and talk a little bit about my stuff, which is far less interesting. But actually, it looks like Scott's joined. So
Psych,
hey, what's up, my man?
dude. Long story. We live about 2 minutes from the eye doctor, and we never thought we were going to get out of there, but we're here. We've made it. So we've got
Good.
transitioning from eye doctor to dance, and I'm getting ready to leave tomorrow to go for 6 weeks, and found out our son's going virtual tomorrow. So perfect timing. I don't know what I got.
That's awesome, dude.
There, but yes, that's what we're doing.
Good, my man. Well, it looks like you may have passed on the poor vision like I did to my kids. I didn't know that. Do you wear glasses or do you wear contacts?
No, they're blue light and astigmatism.
Got it.
I got it. My vision's fine, but my depth perception and I'm like a good candidate, I guess, for LASIK, but I don't know, it could really work or really screw up my putting. So I don't know, it may make it great.
Well, thanks for being on today. Kind of the point of this is you've got a new room where you've taken years worth of Scotty Cameron putter collecting, and you're now able to sort of display it in a way that's really cool and interesting. I posted yesterday about this and got tons of likes and comments, and there's a lot of excitement around it. So we wanted to take a look at your space and kind of see your collection over the years. You've mentioned to me some special Scotty Camerons that you sort of collect each year that will sort of represent your years on tour. Would love to see that. And then also I've got a couple that I just wanted to ask about. So maybe let's start with the tour.
Okay. It's not very big. It's sort of a work in progress. And as you can see behind me, I'm a dad. You're a dad. I bought my own Nerf guns. My son and all his buddies kept destroying me. So I had called timeout one day. It's like, Dad's, I'm about to get in the game. So I hide all my Nerf gun stuff in here. Do you know how to turn this off where I can't see what everyone and I can actually see what I'm doing here?
Let's see. Let me see if I can do that. That is a great question. Okay, turn off commenting. There we go.
Commenting's fine, but
Yep.
where you know what I mean? All right, I'll turn around. No one cares about looking at me. All right. So as some of the pictures. So my buddy, one of my junior golf friends here in Tennessee, Bogle LaRue, has a kind of a hobby is I guess it'd be woodworking, whatever you want to call it. And he came over one day to work out, and I said, "Man, do you think you could do something in here?" So kind of came up with a cool idea as far as display. Kind of everything. And this is all head covers. Eventually we'll do something with all of this, which is where a putter rack will go and something else. And then it kind of leads from there kind of out into my gym. But that's kind of where it is. I'm happy to answer any questions if there's comments or different things that people want to see. But there's sort of a method and sort of not a method to where they all are. I have some ones all on the bottom from majors. I got some U.S. Opens, some PGAs, Open Championship down at the bottom. I got my blue teddy bear for my son, a pink teddy bear for my daughter. And you can see their little Scotty Camerons when they were born down in the corner. And the top one here is the putter I won the Greenbrier with. It's a 009 beached.
What does beached mean?
It's where that slot, it kind of makes a unique sound when it hear it.
Oh, okay.
So
I loved that win, by the way. That I was just I was watching that where you kind of bogeyed 17, had to make birdie on 18 to get in the playoff, and then you make that putt on the first playoff hole and like kind of throw your putter. I just think that was maybe the greatest celebration ever.
Yeah, I do a bunch of junior golf in Tennessee, and we had a kid that made a putt, not to win the tournament, but he just made one, and I happened to be watching, and he did the same thing to kind of copy. So in the moment, you don't really think about it, but that was obviously something I'll never forget.
That was a great move.
This is the one I won Mississippi with. Newport too, kind of unique lines and everything. It's kind of definitely got some wear and tear, but nothing. I think I took a sander to this, and that's why I took all the black off. But I don't know. You put tour players in a tour van, and you never know what's going to happen. And then I put this one down there. This was the first ever custom Cameron I got made.
Oh.
So this is when I was on it was a nationwide tour at the time, Corn Ferry now, a long time ago. But a similar style putter, but it was all blacked out. And you can see it's got the lines on the back where the other one from the one from Mississippi is all white. But this was the first custom one I ever had made, and you never forget it, and kind of tell the whole story of everything that's happening in here.
I've always thought, like, if I was a tour golfer and I won on the PGA Tour, it would be hard for me to go away from a putter that got me that win. So
shockingly enough, not that hard.
Well, talk me through that. Like, what causes you to move away from a putter or to come back to a putter? Like, do any of those ever make it back into your bag for a little while just to kind of try to find some feels or something?
Yeah. Yes. Obviously, there's the visual side because the putter that I use and I've probably made 80% of my career earnings with is something that looks like this. This is my backup. I'm literally packing all day. This is one of many putters I have that looks like this, but I had a bunch of face rotation, and I struggled, kind of turning the toe open so I go back. So I wanted something that, even though this looks like it's center shafted, as you get a little bit closer to it, you realize it's not. It's way closer to the heel.
Yeah.
And this is one I actually train with because you can see it's kind of got a dot, like a little Seymour-esque in the back. Because they basically, I sort of feel like the putter stays this way, where the toe still kind of, glides open. But when I was probably doing my worst, I would kind of like take it back like that.
Yeah.
And under the gun, not the most repeatable. So I had that putter made as sort of a joke. And then I started practicing with it. And then, man, I just started hooping from everywhere. And, then it's been used a myriad of different things. But I've kind of always gone back to that. And I started working with a stats guy this past year, and he sent me all the different putting stats and tournaments. And he said, "Is there any unique thing from these events that stick out?" And I said, "Well, 9 of the 10 of these tournaments and 9 of the 10 of my best career strokes game putting are with that putter." And he said, "It's time to go find that thing." And so that's where we're at. So it's a 2.6 Cameron, straight in, just a tiny bit of weld and some lines in the back, and definitely not the most aesthetically pleasing putter that I own, but the most effective for me.
And is that kind of a prototype for you, or is that one that...
No, they made the 2.6. It's really old. You can see this is kind of what the bottom looks like.
Yeah.
But figure out how to get it in focus there. Um, but you know, I don't know if there was something that truly the backstory behind it, but there's probably a few heads at Scotty Cameron with my initials on it somewhere.
Yeah.
So, but this is what the back end looks is sort of a disaster. But we'll eventually find something cool to do with that. But I didn't want any duplicates up there, and my 5-year-old daughter helped me do this. And so, if there's any problem with color coordinating, you can blame it on her. So, I'm colorblind, so this looks way better than I would have done if I was doing it by myself. So,
Right. Right.
but
So
definitely,
in terms of the head covers, how do you how do you get those? Are those like, do you go to the tour van and kind of look through? Is there like a bin of covers and you can kind of take some, or are they sent to you when new ones come out? How do you amass a collection like that?
yes, no, always, never. There's a myriad of, there's not one thing. Majors, they tend to give them like early in the week, and you can or can't. I mean, you're not required to use anything.
Yeah.
Um, and then like different tournaments, like this was my first one, for my rookie year. This is Hawaii and Vegas, a couple different Vegas ones. Hawaii's all kind of over here, and just kind of showcasing all these different ones. The Hawaii one they released today is sweet, but you play different events. This is Mr. Potato Head. That's the one I did for Kobe Bryant.
Oh, that's cool.
These are partial to me, all the American flag ones.
Red, white, and blue stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I have, I would say this is probably the most unique one. So this is all leather stitched into a Circle T. This is kind of a one-off. Cameron Smith actually has a one very similar. This is red. But I don't really want to know what it cost them to do this. But super cool. And I bring this out every now and then, but I'm truly afraid I'm going to lose it. So,
Well, the other day you kind of showed me sort of a tiger type putter. Do you have that one on hand?
yeah. So all these are all GSS right here.
Okay.
So this is I actually putted a really good bit with this. This is a GSS. This is a timeless, top line, everything. And this is kind of a one that everyone sees,
right.
Wants to look and like, do you have a tiger putter? And I have a couple of them look very similar to this, but this one is seen a lot of rounds. Toe stamp with my wife and kids' names on it, and
So cool.
a little bit of unique part to it. But that's probably the first thing that get asked. Do you have any of those? And so this comes out pretty regularly.
So, in terms of what you're currently gaming in like a GS and the GSS, what's the difference in terms of like the milling and the feel of the steel? Like, what have you noticed having hit a ton of GSS putters? Because those are, I mean, obviously for most of us, all of us, other than you guys, like we'll never get our hands on a putter like that, and those are the ones that all the tour guys usually go with. So aside from the fact that they're hand milled and they're special made, like what does that sort of GSS metal feel like, and what's the quality of it that makes it different from a normal putter?
Well, it's just super soft. So, GSS, or I think I have one that has the insert. I think I have a 009. Yeah. So 009. So this is a standard stainless head. It has a GSS insert in it. And I mean, it truly relates back to feel. And it's soft. It doesn't really make that big of a sound. And like, the putter is one solid head. And so, I wouldn't necessarily say I could tell a huge significant difference, especially compared to one with like an insert in it like this.
Yeah.
But like when it comes down to it, like, I mean, there definitely is a difference. But, in terms of, does it make the putter better? I like a dead hit. My gamer putter is not GSS. It's standard stainless. It's black. I've used it for years, and it's got a big kind of dead spot in the middle, which I like. And I don't like, I like feeling like I can hit the ball hard and it kind of comes off dead. So, I mean, it's all personal preference, and I've seen a million different ways that other people enjoy. So, but super unique, all the same.
Yeah, I remember watching an interview with Jordan Spieth where he talked about his 009 and how it's hard, and he likes that click. He likes to feel like a harder face and feel sort of that click of the harder face is really helpful for him. So it sounds like you have a pretty unique feel that you like as well, and it's kind of maybe softer, but more of like you don't want it to just like explode right off the face. You want it to kind of come off in a way that feels more, I guess, dead, like you mentioned.
Yeah, I want it to come off that, like the ball comes tumbling off the face, but it comes off, it doesn't really make a noise. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, I guess, a thud or whatever.
Yeah.
But, it's all personal preference. And, that's kind of what I like.
So in terms of like the stamping and the stuff like that, what do you um in terms of most of the putters you have, and I know you've got some special putters that you get every year as like, to represent the next year on tour and the many years that you've played on tour. But like when you go to get them stamped and stuff, uh, you know, what does that process look like? You just go to the tour van and ask for a putter and they stamp it right there? Is it something that
No,
you need some time to do it?
yeah, anything like that, involves a little bit of time. I actually found one because I knew we were meeting together, but this is one that this is not GSS, this is just standard, but this is sweet. And Scotty did this himself. Um, so he did my name kind of
Wow.
in the inside of the neck, a couple different random things, kind of unique on the toe there. But then, nothing that sticks out that much as far as, my initials on there. But he took it and he said, this whole putter needs to be black. I've never really seen a black shaft, and he put obviously the top is it, but then you can tell he did it because this is something pretty unique for Cameron. He did a shaft band thing. I'm
That's
not
cool.
100% sure what that does, but the fact of like I've seen him, touch all sorts of putters, but for him to take this out of my hand and be like, man, I'm gonna give you something cool, kind of represent a year on tour, and this is one of them. I don't think this has ever physically touched grass. But something that's unique, and it's easy to find because I know that that's there.
Yeah.
Clue, I have no clue what that does, except for it says Cameron on it and kind of looks cool. So, but
Um,
the stamping, you can do all sorts of things. I'm
yeah.
trying to. I have one with a really unique bottom stamp on it. I putted one round in tournament, and yeah, this is it. So you have the.
Oh, I think we lost audio just for a second there. Can you hear me? There we go.
Okay,
There we go. You're back.
but okay, sorry, did I cut out?
Yeah, just the audio a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, so this is probably the most unique one I have as far as get the Cameron man, and
Oh, I love that.
he's doing his thing, dropping bombs.
Is that a 009?
No, this is a timeless. I'm a
Oh, okay.
timeless guy. I like square, and same. I actually put
What's
up
the
for a
what's
while.
the difference between a 009 and a timeless? I don't
So
think I
009 is, so this is squared off, and I'll get the 009. So 009 and a tour rat are very similar. So it's a timeless on the right, 009 on the right, or on the left.
Oh,
So
right.
a timeless could be just a standard Newport, or sorry, 009 would be a Newport, like old school, like Jeff Ogilvy, kind of rounded off,
Right.
edges, and then a Newport 2 or a timeless. Timeless is a little bit top line, thinner top line. Obviously Tiger made it super famous with what he does, but that's kind of the difference in them being side by side.
Got it. Well, let's see if there's any questions. Does anyone, and then we'll let you go. I know you've got lots of family stuff going on and you're going to Arizona. Let's see if we get any good questions here, and then we'll let you jump off and get back to your kids. Any questions that anyone wants to ask about the collection, about Scotty's, for Scott Stallings? While we're waiting, tell us about grips and like what grip do you prefer? Do you like, do you jump all over the place?
No, I've been super stroke pretty standard. I like I actually don't have. I literally just packed my bag just a minute ago. I'll show you the exact thing that I'm using. I use a Super Stroke 1 with like a little bit of heel
Okay.
on there, and nothing super crazy, but something just to kind of quiet down just a little bit, and that's kind of it. I've messed around with every kind of grip you can possibly think of, but ultimately, I need something with a little bit more kind of. I like to take the putter back with my hands, and it kind of takes it out a little bit for me.
Scotty Cameron Tour Putters asks, how many putters total do you own? Do you know that number?
No clue. No clue. And if Drew Page or any of the Scotty Cameron guys see this, they'll just start laughing because, but I mean, I'd definitely take it as a badge of honor and something almost like art, a little bit more of a collector piece, and been fortunate enough to be out on tour for a long time. And I don't sell anything. Like I've traded some head covers here and there, but nothing like they were given to me, and I don't want to do anything to to kind of take away from that. But
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy asked about the Taylor cover. So this is the Colonel Taylor cover. Robert Mark Golf and a couple other guys up there in New England made this. So there's 12 of them. That cease and desist didn't take long to come from that, but I used this for a long time. The magnet actually fell out, so I don't use it anymore, and I was terrified I was going to lose it. So
yeah,
that's just now a piece that sits right in there. So
that's cool. The Riley O'Neill asks, are you playing Riviera this year?
I will be there.
Sweet. Dude, the California swing is my favorite. I love all of those events, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm playing Palm Springs through LA.
Awesome. So Putting Pros asks, what's your most memorable putt?
The putt to win your first tournament. Like basically had the same putt back to back, one in the 77, one in the playoff, and to be able to do it twice, like when it all comes down to it, and obviously the celebration that ensued after was pretty wild. So that's definitely something I'll never forget. But I remember I made a putt in Q school on the 108th hole because that was the 6th round back in the day.
Yeah.
I made a putt on 17 and I was inside the number, but obviously everyone wants to finish strong. And I made a good putt on 17 and like a 15-footer on 18 to finish like 8th or something like that. But like finally the dream settled in as far as I finally, got my tour card and, kind of everything that ensued with that. So it was, those are some that definitely stick out.
That's awesome. Well, I remember you played that final round at Greenbrier with Anthony Kim as well, who's kind of a mysterious figure these days.
Yes.
What was that like? What was his game like?
Well, that day, neither one of us were very good. And then I started, I had a blackout moment and started, remember I knew how to play golf again. And just a super surreal, that was kind of the last time, anyone really saw him in any kind of contention or a chance to win. But, definitely one of the best golf swings I've ever seen in person. And, he was great to play with. We just, neither one of us played very good.
Yeah.
And that was probably one of the last times I ever spoke to him. So.
Oh, well, that's cool to hear. All right. Last question. Let's see. Somebody asks, what do you say, what would you estimate? And you kind of joked about this estimate, but what would you estimate is the value of all of these putters?
I don't know. I don't know my I don't know what my homeowner's insurance policy is. So I have no idea. I don't know how many I have. I know I have some that are pretty valuable, but I think honestly there's more sentimental value than anything because I mean while I can only use one, there's stories behind them all.
Yeah.
I mean, that putter that sits on the very bottom there is like, I have stuff that looks way cooler than that. But the first time someone handed me like a Cameron with my initial stamped on it with like custom stuff, and it was kind of the moment that, oh, my wife just commented. So,
That's
but
awesome.
it's behind a huge locked door, security everywhere, with snipers on the ready. It's on watch 24/7. So,
Well, that's awesome. Scott, thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of a busy time getting ready for the season. We are so excited to watch you play well this year and putt well. And I know in terms of just personally, you're one of my favorite guys to watch on the tour, and so nice and such a great player. So we're looking forward to this season, and thanks for taking some time, and let's do it again sometime on the road
yeah.
and chat some more.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys out on tour here soon. Casey, thanks for everything, man.
Thanks, Scott. We'll see you.